events taking place are just somehow related. But let's start ladies first, and we'll start, with the Business Women Association and the important conference, the international conference that took place in Egypt and was hosted by the Arab League of States, and in which 150 women from 16 different countries, participated. Well, let me name the countries that participated. We do have Algeria, Cyprus, Egypt, France, Germany, Greece, the Netherlands, Jordan, Kenya, Lebanon, Libya, South Africa, Tunisia, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and Sweden. Well, would you please talk to us, elaborate on this event, this important event especially, that is taking place before the Sharm el-Sheikh Economic Summit that is taking place in March?
Thank you again, Nermeen, for having me on the show. The conference was an amazing success that took off on the 7th of February, and it lasted for 5 days till the 11th. It started, as you had mentioned, at the first general session, the first day at the Arab League, under the umbrella of the Arab League, and that was really a great honor for all of us, and also a great boost to our organization and to the conference that the Arab embraced us. And in fact, they announced later that they are going to put us on their agenda for women at their next conferences or for the next years to come. So that was a great success by itself.
Yes.
We also had our conference, as I mentioned, in Cairo the first day, and then it took off with the sessions between Luxor and Aswan on a Nile cruise for 4 days. And that was one of the main goals of the conference, is to boost tourism to Egypt and to show the world and the delegations that were present that Egypt is very stable, very safe, and they definitely sensed that. They touched on that a lot while their visit. The conference had a lot of sessions that touched on small businesses and small and middle business and entrepreneurship. It had a lot of workshops that how to grow your business, how to cope with challenges in times of crisis, and of course Egypt right now is, thank goodness that we are coming out of the crisis, but we're still considered we are in a crisis in tourism, in several industries that have been affected in the past 4 years. So so that of course affects also the small and the middle businesses. So the workshop, that particular workshop, really touched on a very sensitive issue for all of us, and it was very successful. Again, very fruitful. The ladies and everyone was really happy with the outcome of it. Several workshops, and then it was we had also the closing, which was at Fayla Temple, hosted by the Aswan Governorate, and I should say Luxor and Aswan Governorate went way over the top to host us. The two governors really did a superb job in hosting our delegations. A lot of safety and security all over. We felt very welcome everywhere, and it was just happy to be in Luxor and Aswan and going all around the sites and the temples. On the other hand, we're conducting business. So people were asking, what are all these women doing together? And then when you mention women in business, of course, it opens up a dialogue, which was very important for us as well. Every single delegate was really in awe in what they saw and what they touched, and again the conference was very successful.
Was it the first time for, well, let's say, no, I wouldn't really say everybody there, but most of the delegates who came to Egypt in this conference?
Some of them have been in Egypt before, some of them they already conduct business in Egypt, but I would say the bulk of them were their first time. And a lot of them were very enthusiastic about doing business in Egypt. And actually, I had a confirmation of some of them that they will be attending the economic summit in Sharm el-Sheikh, because they are very interested in bringing business to Egypt and investors to invest in Egypt.
Well, this you actually answer the question that I'm going to ask, but still I'm going to ask it. Well, the media internationally portray some events in a way maybe out of ignorance, the reporters who came here for the first time, and then they portray it differently, making Egypt look a very dangerous place to be living at, or living in, or just conducting business in, or well, coming even to visit. How did they just respond to that? When they were invited to Egypt, how was the response?
In fact, the response was very high to the point that we had overly response, that we couldn't take more than what we had in bulk, because of the fact that the conference was on a Nile cruise, and we were limited with the space on the Nile cruise. But as I said, we had an overwhelming response, and people really wanted to come. So that wasn't an issue. We didn't really face any issue in that respect, because, as I said, a lot of these women, they belong to international organizations that do business in Egypt, or they themselves, they do, and they come to Egypt a lot, very often, so they know. For the people who are first timers, again, they were very excited to come to Egypt, and every one of them said, yes, everybody at home was telling me, why are you going to Egypt? Is it safe to go to Egypt? And their response to their families or friends, we're still going, and we're still going to conduct business there, and yes, we are going. So in that respect, I think it's just a lot of education from our media, from our side, from our tourism departments. It's just a collaborative effort to just portray the right image about Egypt, portray that Egypt is really stable right now. It's safe, and people are welcome.
Well, we'll come to that, recommendations and lots of points that I'd like to ask. But Dr. Swan, how do you think, how important one of this conference to be taking place before the grand event of March?
I think it's a brilliant idea, very, very good idea. I don't know. That was good timing. It was very good for media. It's very good for showing Egypt that it's a safe place.
Yes.
It's safe for women. It's a good place for investment, security, all this. Because I know, as you said, as the media overseas, it's like they exaggerate a bit about the security.
Magnify, actually, like instead of exaggerating, it's like magnifying.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the bad points, sometimes they take one bad point and you see that it's like, this is not happening here.
Yeah.
Exactly, but nowadays people are really aware of what the media is doing, and the educated traveler, they know that this is part of the media.
And every country have problems like
problems.
That. Now they know that I can have an accident in France, I can have accident in Egypt. It's the same. It's really not as much.
So that's not exactly the same. If you have an accident in France, it's not the same as having an accident in Egypt, because they just magnify.
I understand. That's what they try to do.
Yes,
but the people themselves, the educated people, they know.
The
well-affluent,
avid traveler, they know exactly where they're going. They do their homework. They study the place. And then they ask around, and as well comes the role of our entities, like the tourism ministry, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, all these entities, that they are sending messages that Egypt is safe, and there are campaigns that have been done, and ongoing campaigns right now. So, and in addition, just people like me and you who know people abroad, that they talk to people constantly all the time, that know it's safe, you can come and you can feel it and sense it for yourself, that it's very safe.
Yes.
Also, everybody feel Egypt is his home.
Yeah.
No matter which country he's from, they feel, because they study about Egypt, they learn about Egypt since they was very young. Egypt is different than any country in the world. So when they find any opportunity to visit Egypt, I mean, all the dreams, even if they don't, since they were young, they always to go to Egypt. So all you have to do is just give them the way to go, or to come, and or to invest, or do business, or come visit. They will come. So I think our job is easier than any other country if they are in the same situation. So all we have to do is start showing people, start talking about it, start inviting people, start having conferences like this conference, which is very, very successful idea and very good idea. That's all you have to do, and then automatically the media will find themselves overseas. I'm talking about the media in Europe and Western countries. They will find themselves they have to talk about it and show to people that Egypt is safe and Egypt is a good country to be. And with all the economy things going around now, I think it's very, very important to do things like that.
One thing I'd like to tackle now, it's good that you I think held it before, of course, the conference and before the visit of President Putin to Egypt, because that would be lots of preparations. And it's like the highlights. Like when you were you held your own conference here. It's very important. One thing at a time, I think. And then with the visit of President Putin to Egypt now, how do you see the significance of such a visit, and what do you expect from it?
First of all, let me tell you that I am one of the happiest people in the world about our relation with Russia. I've been calling for years and years and years to have a better relation with Russia and China. And China, and I keep saying and China, because China is going to be a little bit far, hopefully, away from the influence of the Jewish lobbies. They are forming one now, or they already formed probably many in Russia. Still, Russia are supporting Arab cause. China supporting Arab cause. Now, if we talk about the soft power of Egypt, all these countries like Egypt, Russia now needs Egypt as much as Egypt needs Russia. I am not saying anything bad about America, or we should have a bad relation with America. I'm saying that this,
diversifying our relations
actually
affect
our relation with America, because we need to have a good relation with America. But we have to have a good relation with other countries also, like Russia. Russia now needs Egypt, because what happened, upsetting me so much, is how humiliating they try to do to Russia. They humiliate Russia by trying to put the
sanctions, all that,
and all this. It's not, I mean, come on.